Hi everyone, it's Katharine here from MHA Communities South Staffordshire, providing an exercise session with MHA Digital Communities. So today we're going to do a strength routine session. So we're going to do some resistance exercises using some bands, so some resistance bands. So before we get started with this session, it's really important that you do just check your bands over, just making sure there's no slits in there or anything like that, just to make sure we're safely exercising today. So before we get started with our main exercises, what we'll do is we'll go for a good warm-up to get us ready for the main session. So before we get started with our warm-up, we want to think about our space and making sure we've got plenty of space to move around, because we are going to be putting our legs up and our arms side to side, making sure we've got a good sturdy chair. It's really important that you do go at your own pace today. I'll be instructing the exercises, but if you want to pause, take a break or stop the exercises, by all means do what feels right for you and your body. If we think about our posture as well, we want to make sure that we sat nice and upright. We have our shoulders back, our chin up, bracing the tummy muscles, trying to aim for our knees in line with our hips and our knees in line with our toes, with our feet flat on the floor. So we'll start off our warm-up and we're just going to rub our legs to start off with, giving them a good rub, like so. And then we're going to wiggle our fingers. We're going to wiggle our fingers and then wiggle our toes, like so. Imagine a piano as well. We can do some scales on the piano. We're going to get the blood flow into the fingers, blood flow into the toes. Good. Onto our neck now. So we're just going to gently turn from side to side, just going round as far as feels comfortable, stretching off the neck muscles, like so. Taking deep breaths. Good. Now onto our shoulders. So relaxing our hands either side of our body, and we're going to bring our shoulders up, forwards and round, making circles. So helping the blood flow to the muscles, stretching off the shoulders before we get started. Good, and back. So going forwards, up and back now. Relaxing the shoulders now, we're going to go on to our chest muscles now. So we're gently going to bring our arms in and out, in and out. We can change direction of our hands as well, like so. Taking deep breaths. So we should feel a nice stretch of the chest muscles. Good, and we'll go one more. Onto our legs now. So stretching off the legs, getting the blood flow into the legs. We're just going to gently bring our leg up and back down. So up and back down. Being really gentle with the leg lifts. What we want to avoid, we don't want to lock out our knees, so we want to maintain a nice bend in the knees, like so. Taking deep breaths, lifting the legs up as high as feels comfortable. Good, and we'll go two more. Sit, good. Now stretching off our heels, going to go heel to toe, heel to toe. So it's a good stretch for the calf muscles and for the back of the leg. So gently heel to toe, heel to toe. Onto the other leg now. We're going to go again, heel to toe, heel to toe. Good. Good. So we're going to finish off the warm-up now and we're going to go onto a march. So we're just gently going onto a march. We're going to try and aim for opposite arm and leg as well. So if your right arm's swinging, your left leg's coming up and vice versa. So now we're going to continue getting our heart rate up a little bit, getting ready for the main exercises, like so. Taking deep breaths now, because we're going to feel our heart rate going up a little bit more now. Good, and we'll go about another 10 more seconds. Sit, good. And relax and we'll have a good wiggle off and we'll get started with our main exercises. So now we've just done our warm-up, our heart rate might be elevated a little bit more now, it might feel a little bit warmer, ready for the main exercises. But before we get started with the exercise, I'm just going to touch on just some of the benefits to doing resistance training or strength training. So by doing these exercises, by providing exercises through tension, whether it's through bands that we're using today or through body weight as well, it's going to help to increase our muscle mass. By increasing our muscle mass, we're going to help us feeling stronger, feeling healthier. We're also going to help protect our joints as well. So by increasing our muscle mass, it's going to help alleviate the pressure from our joints. It's also going to help to improve our balance, improve our posture, with all those in combination as well, that's going to help with falls prevention. And another main benefit as well is that it's going to help with weight management as well. So it's going to help us manage our weight. So there's just some of the benefits to doing resistance training and strength training. So now we'll get on and we'll get started with our main exercises. So we're going to go through 5 exercises, working all the major muscles in our body. And for the first exercise that we're going to do, is we're going to do a chest press. So we're going to work our chest muscles, the front of our shoulders and our triceps, so the back of the arms. So for the chest press, what we're going to do is going to place the band on our shoulder blades, so like so. If you have got a high enough chair, you might be able to place the band on the back of your chair. If not, you can just place the band onto your shoulder blades. Now, depending on how much resistance you want from the bands, depends on how close your hands are to the body. So if you want more resistance, we'll place the hands close to our body with a little bit more band left. Or if you want less resistance, just take your band further away towards the edge of the band. So we think about our posture, so making sure we sat nice and upright, bracing those tummy muscles, shoulders back, feet flat on the floor. And we're going to aim, with these exercises, we're going to aim for about 8 to 12 repetitions. However, only do as many as you feel comfortable with. You may get to 6 and think that's enough for you, and then pause and stop the exercises. Or if you're feeling a little bit today, you can go a little bit further with the exercises and do more repetitions. So we're going to take a tight grip of the band, like so. We're going to stretch our arms out. And we're going to have a little bend in our elbows, so we want to keep nice soft joints. And all we're going to do is we're going to bend our elbows out and then push forwards like so. So bending our elbows out, pushing forwards. As our elbows come back, we want to make sure we're not bringing our elbows too far back, so we don't want to put too much pressure on the shoulder joint. We just want to maintain our elbows just slightly behind the shoulders as we push forwards. And of course, making sure we're taking nice deep breaths. So we're going to stretch our arms out straight, little bend in the elbow, and we're going to come back and then forwards like so. Making sure we're taking nice deep breaths, like so. So we should feel our chest muscles working and the back of our arms. Going really nice and gently with this one. Taking your time to do the exercises and really working on that posture. So we've got one more to get to 8. So if you want to pause now, or we can carry on and do 12 repetitions. Good, one more. Good. Then relaxing the arms now. We're going to take our bands and we're going to pop them out the way, so whether that's underneath your chair or to the side, so they're completely out the way from where we're going to be. And then next we're going to work our lower body. So we're going to be doing some chair squats. So what we're going to be doing is we're working our lower body, so we're working our quads, our hamstrings and our glutes as well, so our buttocks. So it's a really good one for the chair squats. It just helps us elevate up and down off chairs, in and out of cars, just to help with that everyday activity. So what we want to make sure is that we've got our feet about hip width apart. We've got our nice upright posture to start off with, and I'm going to go through 3 variations. So variation 1 is we're going to place our hands on our chest or on our shoulders, and we're just going to slightly push up and then back down. Just like push up and then back down. So we're going to really working on pushing through our heels, just slightly elevated off the chair. So that's option 1. Option 2 is to take it a little bit further and go halfway and gradually come back down. So a little bit further and coming back down. And then option 3 is to go full way into a full squat, bracing those tummy muscles, coming down like so. All the way through, we're going to keep our shoulders back, really bracing the tummy muscles. As we come down, we're going to just really slowly, gradually come down. So we don't want to flop, we want to really use the strength in our muscles to come down. So 3 variations, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. I think I'm going to go for fully standing for this one. So getting in our starting positions. So again, we're going to aim for 8 to 12 repetitions, but do as many as you feel comfortable with. So pushing through the balls of the feet, coming down really nice and gradually. Taking deep breaths. Like so. Really working on the shoulders, thinking about our posture, making sure we're bracing those tummy muscles. Good. So that's 8 now. So if you wanted to pause, take a breath, or we'll carry on and we'll do 12. Deep breath, shoulders back, bracing those tummy muscles. Good. And we'll do a final one. Coming up. And then back down. Good. We're going to let our legs rest now because I think they've been working quite hard. And we're going to go back to our bands. So now we're going to do a bent over row, or just slightly. So taking our bands again, and what we're going to do is simply stretch out one leg, and we're going to place our band evenly, so making sure we've got an even each side, onto the balls of our feet. So we don't want the band too high up near our toes, we want the band around the balls of our feet. We're going to stretch our leg out, keeping a bend in the knee. So the legs aren't working now, they're just sort of being used as an anchor for the band. We're going to make sure we've got our nice upright posture. We're going to take a slight lean forward. We're going to grip the band, depending on how much resistance that we want. Slight lean forward, keeping those shoulders back, looking just slightly towards the floor. And then what we're going to do is going to squeeze our back muscles, squeeze our biceps, slight pause, and then back to starting position. So bringing our arms back, squeeze, like so. So really important that we are working on bracing our tummy muscles and keeping our shoulders back as we come just slightly forward. So getting ready, and we're going to do 8 to 12 repetitions again, but again, do as many as you feel comfortable with. So getting ready now, thinking about our posture, slight lean forward, And we're going to squeeze our arms back, like so. So try and keep elbows tucked into the side of the body. Really concentrating on keeping our tummy muscles nice and strong, keeping our shoulders back. Good, and that's 8 now. So you can either pause or we'll carry on and do a full 12. Good, and then final one, squeeze. Good, now taking the band from our feet. And again, we're gonna put the band away now, either underneath our chair or completely out of the way. And we're gonna work our legs again, but this time we're gonna be working our calf muscles. So at the bottom, at the back of our legs. So we want to think readjusting our posture again, making sure we're sat nice and upright. And we're gonna make sure that we've got our feet in line with our knees, like so, our knees in line with our hips. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a calf press. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna elevate our heels and we're gonna push through the balls of our feet like so, and then slowly coming down. So elevating our heels, so like so, I'm pushing through the balls of the feet. So you should feel some tension there in our calf muscles. So thinking about our posture and getting ready. So coming up, pushing through, and then relax. So 8 to 12 repetitions again, or however many you feel comfortable with. So nice and slowly, pushing through the balls of the feet, making sure your toes are spread out evenly as we do so. Good, so that's 8, so we can either pause now or we'll carry on and we'll do 12. Final one. Brilliant, brilliant. So relaxing the legs now. So next up we're going to be working our trunk, so our core muscles, and we're going to do some crunches. So thinking about our posture again, making sure we're nice and upright. And so what we're going to do for this exercise is we're going to have our hands either side of our head, and we're just going to gently bring our leg up. As our leg comes up, we're going to squeeze our tummy muscles to come forward. So just bringing our leg just up slightly, squeezing the tummy muscles to come forward, like so, taking deep breaths. So it's really important as we're doing this exercise that we're concentrating on squeezing those tummy muscles, working them to bring us forward. So let's have our nice upright posture, have our hands either side of our head, and then we're going to squeeze tummy muscles like so. Squeeze. Nice and gently, just bringing the leg up as far as feels comfortable. Good. And we'll go 4 more, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Brilliant, brilliant. So there we are. So we can relax our body now, give ourselves a good work because we've been working hard. And there we have our all over body, using all the major muscle groups in our body, our full total body strength routine. So to finish off the session now, we're going to do a gentle cool down. So we're going to do some light stretches, just to help wind our bodies down and help improve our flexibility as well. So before we get started, if we think about our posture, making sure we're sat in that nice upright position. And we're going to start our cool down by taking 5 deep breaths. So we're going to go in and out. Good. So on to our first stretch, we're going to stretch our chest muscles. We're going to have our palms facing forward and we're going to bring our arms back to feel the stretch in the chest muscles. Now we don't want to bring our arms too far back, we don't want to put too much pressure on the shoulders. Just want to feel a nice stretch in the chest muscles and we're going to pause in that position like so. Remember your deep breaths. Good. Relaxing now, so onto the top of our back. We're going to place one arm over our chest and the opposite arm above our elbow. We're going to stretch that arm out straight and then we're going to bring our arm close to the body as far as we can. So we want to feel a mild tension in the back of our shoulders on the top of our back. And deep breaths. Good, and then onto the opposite arm, same again. Arm outstretched over the chest with the opposite arm above the elbow, taking deep breaths. Good. Onto our legs now. We'll do our right leg first. We're going to extend our leg, trying to maintain a slight bend in the knee, and we're going to have our toes pointing towards the ceiling, or as far up as we can with our own leg, and then toes pointing as far up as we can, and we're just going to take a slight lean forward. We just want to feel a slight mild tension on the hamstrings and the calf muscles. I'm taking deep breaths, so we don't want to feel any pain, we just feel a little mild tension on the muscles. Good, bending the right leg now, and we're going to stretch our left leg out, same again, having our toes pointed as far up towards the ceiling as we can, and we're just going to lean forward, and again we want to feel that mild tension. Try and remember not to lock out our knees. Like so. Deep breaths. Good, then slowly bending the knee back into our starting position, readjusting our posture. And now we're just going to going down to the side, trying to keep really strong tummy muscles, keeping our shoulders back as we do this. We're going to rotate down, lean to the side, deep breaths, holding that position. If you're quite tight with your back muscles, you may only go down slightly, but just want to feel a bit of mild tension in the opposite side of the back. Taking deep breaths, keeping the shoulders nice and strong as well. And then back to centre, same again, keeping those shoulders back, tummy muscles nice and strong, feeling that mild stretch in the side of our back. Like so. Good, back to centre now. And all we're going to do, final stretch to finish off, is that we're going to gently, really nice and steadily relax our shoulders, coming down, keeping those tummy muscles nice and strong. We're just going to let our shoulders roll forward to stretch off our back muscles, like so. Just going down as far as feels comfortable. Taking deep breaths. Good, and then really slowly, nice and gently, coming up, like so. Might want to pause for a moment and have a good wiggle around to finish off the session. And that's the end of our stretch routine now, and we're coming on to a close for our session.